You are listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast exploring Scripture and all things related to it. New episodes are released daily. For more information, check out glossahouse.com and subscribe to our channels on Spotify and YouTube. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello, this is Dr. Jennifer Noonan, and I want to welcome you to this week's SLA Insights. Today, I'd like to share with you my 3 favorite SLA resources, things I go to when I want to research and look at, write about topics in second language acquisition. So the first one I want to mention here is called The Study of Second Language Acquisition by Rod Ellis. I have the second edition from 2008, published by Oxford. This resource has almost 1,000 pages of text, plus a glossary, plus an extensive bibliography that runs over 100 pages, and several indices. It covers all kinds of things. It's a comprehensive overview of second language acquisition research. And it's broken down into about 6 parts: the characteristics of learner language, external factors in second language acquisition, internal factors, explaining individual differences, the brain and L2 or second language acquisition, and then finally classroom second language acquisition. This is the resource I start with when I'm researching various aspects of second language acquisition. If I want to know who is doing research on foreign language classroom anxiety, that's where I start. Or cognitive linguistics, or classroom interaction, or the zone of proximal development in sociocultural theory. This is the place where I start. He reviews and summarizes tons and tons of research that's been done in second language acquisition in a very comprehensible, and I would add accessible way. Ellis is a very clear and concise writer. He brings it across in a way that's very understandable. When I was writing my handbook of second language acquisition, I was consulting this resource all the time, not because I was quoting it necessarily, but because I wanted to see who was writing on the various topics that I wanted to talk about. And so that's the place where I do my starting point for second language acquisition research. The book itself is more theoretical in nature, not as practical, more focused on the research and the theories, but certainly with a lot of classroom implications. So if, for example, you hear, oh, so-and-so says, this is what the research says in SLA, or this is the way you need to teach, I would start here and go, okay, who's writing about it and what is really going on? What do we know? And then I'll go find those authors and find more details about what's going on. So that's The Study of Second Language Acquisition by Rod Ellis has been really, really valuable resource for me in my research and study and writing on second language acquisition. The other 2 resources are a little more specific, topic specific. The first is Learning Vocabulary in Another Language by ISP Nation, also second edition. This one by Cambridge, published in 2013. And this is kind of the go-to for all things vocabulary learning. How do you learn vocabulary in another language? Again, pretty lengthy, about 600 pages of text, plus appendices, bibliography, indices, and so on, and covering everything from the goals of vocabulary learning to how do you know a word, to specialized vocab as it's related to listening and speaking, vocab as it's related to reading and writing, learning words from context, using dictionaries, testing vocabulary. So all things vocab. And Nation is kind of the vocab guy. So if you want to know more about how to learn, how to teach vocabulary in your language classroom, this is the place to go. He's also written a number of articles and other resources on vocabulary learning. Then the third resource that I want to introduce to you is Reading in a Second Language by William Grabe, also Cambridge, published in 2009. This one also nearly 400 pages, extensive bibliography. He divides his book into 4 sections. One is Foundations of Reading. Second is Patterns and Variation in Reading. Third, Developing Reading Comprehension. And then fourth, Expanding Reading Comprehension Skills. And so again, this is kind of the go-to for how do you read in a second language? What is involved? And then also, how do you teach reading in a second language? And again, as with the vocabulary, nation is for vocab, grabe is for reading. These guys are kind of the go-to places for helping us understand what happens when learners process vocabulary, what happens when they're learning to read, what are the steps, what are the skills, what do they need, what's the research that's been done, and how people learn these things. And so these books together have formed a really solid foundation for me for understanding second language acquisition, how people learn and acquire a second language. And there are 3 great resources from 3 great authors. Again, Rod Ellis, anything you want to know about second language acquisition in general. He's a great writer. He's a prolific writer, very accessible. Nation, who is all things vocabulary for second language, and Grabe, all things reading for second language. So if you're looking for a place to start in understanding the research that's been done, and especially the theories, but certainly some practical perspectives as well, these are the 3 places that I start with when I'm doing my research. So I hope that's helpful for you. And in the meantime, until I see you next time, have a great week.
Kerete pantes egoimi iese, que tutestin zon Hellenisti. Hello everyone, I'm Jesse Orloff and this is Living in Greek. Semeron thelo anaginoskin ektes protes epistoles tu Petru. Ego thelo anaginoskin to proton kefaleon. Dignumin ten periochen. Petros, apostolos Iesu Christu, eclectius, parepidemius, diasporas, Pontu, Galatias, Cappadocias, Asias, και Βυθυνίας, κατά πρόγνωσιν Θεού Πατρός, εν αγιασμό πνεύματος, εις υπακοέν και ραντισμόν αίματος Ιησού Χριστού, χάρις ημίν και ειρήνε πληθυντίε. Ευλογετός ο Θεός και Πατέρ του Κυρίου εμών Ιησού Χριστού, ο κατά το πολύου αυτού έλεος αναγενέσας εμάς εις ελπίδα ζώσαν, δι' Αναστάσεως Ιησού Χριστού εκ νεκρών, εις κληρονομίαν άφθαρτον και αμίαντον και αμάραντον, τετερεμένεν εν ουρανίους εις ημάς, τους εν δυνάμει Θεού φρουρουμένους δια πίστεως εις σωτηρίαν αιτιούμεν αποκαλυφθένε, εν καιρό εσκάτω. Εν ο αγαλιάστε, ο λίγον άρτη ιδέων λιπεθέντες εν ποικίλιους πειρασμίους, ειναι το δοκίμιον ημών τες πίστεως πολυτιμότερον κρουσίου του απολυμμένου διαπυρός δε δοκιμαζομένου ευρεθέ εις έπαινον και δόξαν και τιμέν εν αποκαλύψει Ιησού Χριστού, ον ουκ ειδόντες αγαπάτε, εις ον άρτη με ορόντες πιστεύοντες δε αγαλιάστε χαρά ανεκλαλέτο και δεδοξασμένε, κομιζόμενοι το τέλος τες πίστεως ημών σωτηρίαν ψυχών. Περί σωτηρίας, εξεζέτεσαν και εξερεύνεσαν προφέτε ιου περίτες εις ημάς χαριτός προφετεύσαντες, ερευνώντες εις τίνα ποιον καιρόν εντέλου το εν αυτίους πνεύμα Χριστού προμαρτυρόμενον τα εις Χριστόν παθέματα και τας μετά ταύτα δόξας, ιους απεκαλύφθε ότι ουκ εαυτίους ημίν δε διεκόνουν αυτά, ανίουν ανεγγέλε ημίν δια των ευαγγελισαμένων ημάς πνεύματι Αγίο, αποσταλέντη απ' ουρανού, εις επιθυμούσιν άγγελιου παρακύψε. Διό, αναζωσάμενιου τας ως φιουας τες διανοίας ημών νέφοντες τελείως, ελπίσατε επί τεν φερομένεν ημίν χάριν εν αποκαλύψει Ιησού Χριστού, ως τέκνα υπακοές, με συσχηματιζόμενιου τες πρώτερον εν τε αγνία ημών επιθυμίες, αλλά κατά τον καλέσαντα ημάς Άγιον και αυτίου Άγιου εν πάσε αναστροφέ γενέθετε, διότι γέγραπτε ότι Άγιου έσεσθε, ότι εγώ Άγιος. Και η πατέρα επικαλείστε τον απροσωπολέμπτος κρίνοντα κατά το εκάστου έργον, εν φόβο των τες παριουκίας ημών χρόνων αναστράφεται, ειδότες ότι ου φθαρτίους αργυρίο εκρουσίο ελιουτρώθετε εκ τες ματέας ημών αναστροφές πατροπαραδότου, αλλά τιμίο αίματι ως αμνού αμόμου και ασπίλου Χριστού, προεγνωσμένου μεν προ καταβολές κόσμου, φανερωθέντος δε επεσκάτου των χρόνων δι' ημάς, τους δι' αυτού πιστούς εις Θεόν τον εγείραντα αυτόν εκ νεκρών και δόξαν αυτό δόντα, ώστε την πίστην ημών και ελπίδα είναι εις Θεόν. Τας ψυχάς ημών εγνικότες εν τε υπακοέ τες αληθείας εις Φιλαδελφίαν ανυπόκριτον, εκ καρδίας αλλήλους αγαπήσατε εκτενώς, αναγεγενεμένοι ουκ εξ φοράς φθαρτές, αλλά αφθάρτου, διά λόγου ζώντος Θεού και μένοντος, διότι πάσα σάρξ ως χόρτος και πάσα δόξα αυτές ως άνθος χόρτου. Εξεράντε ο χόρτος και το άνθος εξέπεσεν, το δε ρέμα Κυρίου μένει εις τον αιώνα. Τούτο δε εστίν το ρέμα το Ευαγγελιστέν εις ημάς. Καλώς, τούτο εστίν το τέλος τες αναγνώσεως σήμερον. Ευχαριστώ ημίν. Ερώστε.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.